Hi, I'm Andy Gibson, Media and Public Information Manager for Escambia County. Black History Month is a time to highlight Black voices in our community and to celebrate the history and achievements of African American people. In honor of Black History Month, Escambia County recognizes Mr. Willie Carter, a professional bus operator with Escambia County Area Transit. Mr. Carter has served in his role for the last 47 years and is the longest bus operator at ECAT. Despite his long tenure, he loves his job and has no desire to quit anytime soon. Join us now for an exclusive interview to learn more about Mr. Carter and his history with Escambia County.
The first thing I want to say, I thank God for being able to sit here to enjoy this. I never done anything like this. And I've been in Pensacola all my life, and this is home away from home. Even when I'm off work, I stay around town all the time. But before this thing starts, I want to say something. This is my cap, and this is my favorite cap. Back when I first started working here, this is what they gave me, the drivers back during that time. And I still have this symbol today. And a lot of guys have passed away, and when I see or think about them, I look at this right here. And when I got hired as a driver, I got hired off the streets. And I enjoyed that more than anything in the world. I went in there, loved to drive, but I had no idea that I was going to drive a bus. In fact, during that time, the buses they wasn't that good. And one of my first riders was a school on the corner of Jackson and Palafox Streets. There's a bunch of little kids used to ride the bus there. And when they got on that bus, they enjoyed that. In fact, I'm finna say something, people don't believe this. We had more charter work than anybody in the city of Pensacola. And when we hauled people during that time, it was 35 cents per person. And our transfer was just a little paper. And it was good for the connecting bus. But today's date, when you get a transfer, it lasts you for 2 hours. And that's a very enjoyable ride. So I have experienced a lot of stuff in Pensacola. And during that time, also, we had tickets, bus tickets, and they helped supported the transit system. And that's from going to Walmarts during that time, not Walmarts, Kmart's. We used to go to Kmart's and all those stores. They would give them a ticket when they go to Kmart, and they gave him another ticket to go back home. And we had a lot of help from the people throughout Pensacola. Mr. Levin was one of the guys during that time that he helped support it. We deal with Sacred Heart. We gave people tickets to go to the doctor's office and come back. And it's just amazing how things grown up. And also, we had a lot of business out on the north end of Davis Highway. In fact, it was just dirt road then. And I can remember at one time somebody asked me where was University of West Florida. I said, I never heard of it. It was a dirt road right behind Davis Highway there. And that school has grown, and we have more students ride the bus from out there. And when we get back to the charter work, you'd be surprised. The drivers back during that time, we didn't make very much money. I think I made maybe $600 every 2 weeks, but I always have work. We had charter work. We deal with Pensacola Country Club. We deal with the hospitals. Anybody that want to work. There was charter work involved with the transportation. And over the years, we had so many people around here complaining about the transit system is getting all the business. So we don't do that anymore. And I would like to see that get back out there. I think they would enjoy that more than anything. And we used to deal with all the golf tournament, believe it or not, down to Pensacola Country Club. We picked up those people there. They parked at different motels around town. In fact, one of them, you probably know who I'm talking about, is the St. College Motel. And it was just a beautiful time. We had the auditorium downtown. People used to love to go down there. They just travel all over the place by the transit system. In fact, during that time, we was called the Escambia County Transit. Now we call ECAT. And that's a long jump. And I've been out here driving a bus for 48 years. And people ask me all the time, when are you going to retire? I say, I'm right here with my family. And we got some new buses coming in, thank God for that, because the one we got now, they stay on the radio all the time with mechanical problems. And our workforce is just like everybody else throughout the city. We are short on people, and we need people to work. And I don't understand why people turn jobs down. They got transportation to get there. In fact, sometimes when they can't get to work, we go get them and take them to work. So I had my nickel worth, so who wants to flow next?
Well, I want to ask you, so you just brought up a good point about needing people to come work for ECAT.
Right.
What would you tell somebody who was thinking about maybe wanting to join ECAT?
I believe in working. Earn what you get, you come out better in life. Just that simple.
So you've been at ECAT for 48 years now.
Yeah, be 48 years, October the 12th.
We'll have a party and celebrate your 48 years.
Wow.
What has kept you at ECAT for the last 48 years?
The love of the job. I always liked to drive. I started off driving when I was a young man, and me and my brother stole my daddy's car. And when he spanked both of us, I said, this is gonna be all right here. And I used to drive a van for the Ramada Inn, and I did well, making tips, and I loved that. I got a chance to meet a lot of people from the airport during that time. During that time, they had National Airline and Eastern Airline. They was big airlines, and I used to go out there and pick those people up in a red and white old Ford van. I just used to love that, and I got a chance to go out to eat with them, and I got a chance to meet some of the professional athletes because I was working at a motel, and I made more money running people around town, and that was driving. Also, I drove a taxi, and that was just my little pocket change. And I just don't feel right unless I'm driving. And now I drive slow, everybody say that I do, but I have a pace to go by. You know, a lot of time I leave the transfer station late, and I get where I want to go right on time. My eyes is focusing all the time, paying attention to what I'm doing. And you don't have to do that, be speeding down the road. Just take your time, enjoy your ride. Because you see it right now on TV or whatever, how people get all banged up. You can avoid that. Don't do that. Just take your time, enjoy yourself.
What would you say is one of your most memorable experiences?
I can remember they had the Brentwood Park. I don't know whether nobody remember this or not. We used to take those kids all over the place. All over Pensacola, Emmitt Smith, some of the great football players, took them from different parks, you know. And when they stopped letting us do that, it kind of went down. You can go out to Brent Park right now, it's closed completely down. There's no reason for that. And you know, people just don't understand how life goes. Life goes is you help me and I help you. Not exactly in those particular words. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But that's a great moment, and I can remember, let's see something else right quick. I can remember myself going to the Cordova Mall one time, and I wasn't driving a bus. There were some people there had got stranded. And they asked me, said, Mr. Carter? Now, why would they call me Mr. Carter, the old as I am? Well, anyway, they called me that. And they said, would you take us home? We just missed the bus. They remember me from having them on the bus. And I did that. And I thank God for living so long. A lot of people my age, my friends, they're gone. And all the drivers back during that time, and we had a bunch of families. We had the Wiggins brothers, we had the Lewis brothers, and it's just amazing how time passed away. You know, and I'm enjoying my life. I hope we continue to live another 10 or 15 years.
So you've met a lot of people.
I know a lot of people.
In your 48 years as a bus driver.
Right. And a lot of people call me today, I pass this on to you, they call me a living legend. They do. A lot of people call me that.
Absolutely.
Right. And I done seen 3 to 4 families. In fact, I'm in one. I'm the grandfather of 4th generation right now.
Wow.
And it's just been a wonderful life for me. You know, I go to work every day. Sometimes I get a little depressed, but that's on me. But once I get out there doing my job, I'm happy.
What do you think would surprise somebody about working for ECAT?
Well, they'd be surprised when they get there, but things changes. And what I mean by that, just like I said a few minutes ago, they start working different schedule, and you have to come back and forth. But I'm quite sure management explained that to them. But if you stay there long enough, you will get the run you want. We have many, many runs. But when you're at the bottom, you have to work everything. We have routes going to Cantonment. We have one going to the beach. And some of those routes works on Sunday. Nobody don't want to work on Sunday. I worked on Sunday, so should they. Everybody work on Sunday. You guys, all of you here have worked on Sunday. And you do things just to keep the job going. You know, I go down there sometimes and just sit around and just have a good time. But when I'm gone on my vacation, I have about 8 weeks. I miss the job.
I want to ask you, I've noticed your patches that are on your uniform. I want to ask you about the patches. Tell me a little bit about those. But you've got the Safe Driver Award right here, and then I can't quite see what's on your arm over here, but I'm curious to know
that's that's the union patch right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna speak about the union in a minute.
Sure.
This has something to do with the number of years that I've been here, and this is one dealing with safety.
I know you've talked about so many positive impacts that ECAT has had on you, and I can really tell how passionate you are about working for ECAT.
Right.
What would you say is the best part about working for ECAT?
This part about working
For ECAT.
is having a job, being able to go to work, having good health insurance, and the good things about these beautiful uniforms we wear. We don't pay for our clothing and nothing like that. They help us with that. And if you have a health issue, you need to be off work, they firm about it. They are good people up there, as far as what I can see. I never had any problem with them. And I can't say no more from my management. Like I said, I come to work every morning and do what I have to do. But if I got to go to the doctor, and if I don't have the right excuse, I go ask for it, I get off work. But you got to be honest about it. You can't sit there and tell a big tale.
Is there anything else you want to share?
I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay.
How much longer you think I can work? That's taking too long?
I don't know. I think you could just keep going.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And that's another point too, what I was just going to bring up. As long as you want to work a job that you like, you can stay there just as long as you want to. I tell everybody that. I ask you that for a reason. You know, you shouldn't quit because someone is telling you you don't need to be there no more. I mean, if you get a job, why go from one job to another job? Stick with the main job. I understand you have issue with the job, but you know, that'll pass over after years, you know. I enjoy getting up early every morning. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I retire, because I'd already be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And you know, it's just a wonderful thing just to be able to get up and have your health. You know, that's just the way it be, you know. I thought by this time in my life I would be real sick, but I'm not sick. And I'm finna tell you something, you're not gonna believe this. I still, at my age, get out there and play senior softball. I still ride my bicycle, and I still take care of my own house. I'm a bachelor, and I take care of myself. It take me more than one day, but I do it, one day at a time. You can put it on camera. I will be 77 on my next birthday. When you got it, good benefits, this, that, and the other, people complain, live for yourself and your family, but still have them in your heart. That's the way to do it.